2:01. Woohoo! Happy Saturday, everybody.
All right, and the camera's there.
Okay, sorry. I'm looking at the screen. That's what I do. So this is Christina Rue and
Krista Rue
from HLC Bookkeeping and Office Services. We come to you every Saturday, 2ish, as a Facebook Live just to kind of talk about life in general, where you live, work, and worship, some tips and tricks and discussions that have happened throughout the week that affect all those areas of our life. You never know what our topics are going to be. We encourage people to give us topics we'll gladly talk about. We'll do that. And we had a couple last week that people asked us to talk about. And then this week we're talking about, well, wait, I can't say what we're talking about this week. Let's say where we're from. I forgot to say that, right?
No, you said it.
Did I say it?
But we didn't give our contact info. Our phone number is 724-561-7460. Email office@yourhlc.com or website
www.hlcbookkeeping.com.
There you go. So then we are going to just do a little brief recap
of last week.
What we did last week. So it was off the bookshelf, and Christina
we
talked
went
about non-items
on your bookshelf.
Yeah, non-books.
Yeah, stuff that, like, your office, you have a ton of stuff out there. You got a funny cat picture, best boss ever. You have cute little pictures. What is that? Is that a wine glass back there?
Probably.
Yeah, I think it's a wine glass back there. What are you doing
for
after
those
hours?
really, really hard days? And then a tiara. I have a tiara.
Oh, that's true. A tiara.
Back there.
Because Chris is the queen. No. I am the queen of QuickBooks. But you're the queen of the
everything
office.
Else. That's right. As long as we got our place.
Exactly.
That's right.
It's funny.
That's true. All right. So, and then we talked about how grief is an emotion that can be overwhelming. So we talked about, I go to scripture when I'm having an issue there.
Yep.
And also how you have to guard yourself because you're in a very vulnerable place
when you're grieving. Yeah.
Sometimes there's not scrupulous people, so
just keep an eye out.
Keep an eye out. And then we're continuing our fall checklist. Last week was the outdoors.
Yep.
And then the QuickBooks QuickTip was remember the 2024 desktop you have to have by 9:30 because that's the only one they're going to support from this point on. And they won't sell it to you after September 30th.
Correct.
So you gotta have it.
Yep, and you have to buy it through Intuit QuickBooks. So if you need a contact there, call our office. We'll give you our contact there. Otherwise, you can call them and tell them you need the QuickBooks 2024, whether you have Pro or Premier.
Correct. All right. Now, this one, I thought we'd talk about conflict resolution.
Oh my goodness.
I know. It's such a fun topic, but you have to know how to de-escalate a situation, especially when you're dealing with customer service, whether they're on the phone, in person, whether it's the Yahoo behind you beeping their horn because you took 2 seconds to hit the gas when the light turned
or
green.
There's something going on ahead of you that they can't see, that they feel the need to still rush you because they don't know, they can't see beyond you. And that's a life lesson there, people.
That's right.
Sometimes you don't need to beep because you don't know what that person is seeing and going through.
Right. So I just want to talk a little bit about words to avoid. So, because again, our whole idea is to bring the tension down. So We don't want to say there's a problem, there's an issue. Unfortunately, um, I hear you, however, or I hear you, but
That's a big, that's
no,
a trigger for Krista because
it
I
really is.
always like, I hear
So,
you.
did you really?
Yeah.
If you're going to keep talking about something that's making me mad, did you really hear? I don't know. I don't think so. Um, you just want to take the emotion off,
Mhm,
restate the facts,
mhm,
no blame, don't be negative. Sometimes it's very helpful if um, when someone's talking to you, and I take notes when people talk to me with an issue.
yep.
And then I say, okay, now, if I'm understanding correctly, I believe this is how I will solve the issue for you.
Mhm,
But if you lead with the solution, then they're like, oh, okay, they did hear me. That's great.
mhm,
But there are also times you can't resolve it right there
mm-mm.
because you don't have the proper
You have to
tools or
research,
there's
right?
research
Mm-hmm.
involved.
Yep.
And you have to be able to communicate that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so sometimes you have to talk in terms of time. Oh, okay. I believe I understand. Here's what my next steps are, and here's when I'm going to communicate to you so that they have a time frame. Because if you leave things open ended, or I'll get back to you, no, say I'll get back to you by
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
because that holds you accountable and it also lets them know when you're going to resolve their issue for them. So those are just some things I do. And sometimes also, sometimes there was a lot to unpack in their tirade. So you can restate the issue too. Say, okay, I just want to make sure that I have clarity on this. Here's what happened. Here's how you would like me to solve it. Because one, that also gives you time to think
Mm-hmm.
if you're restating
It's true.
it. So,
Well, and sometimes there's more to the story. You're only hearing one side,
right.
and you have to get more sides.
Exactly.
So just keep that in mind, especially in an employment situation. Like it's
Yes.
one thing if it's a conflict between family members and stuff, but if it's a work situation, there's protocols and things that must be
That's
followed.
right.
So,
And it's also, if there truly was a failure in your system, I thank people for bringing it to my attention
mhm,
because otherwise it would have just stayed there and more people would be getting mad and I don't even know it's happening.
correct. Yeah.
So,
So things just to be conscious of and remember you never want to escalate a situation. If
that's right.
somebody's coming at you angry, you don't want to mirror that anger
That's right.
because then that can escalate the situation.
Exactly. Exactly. But there are also sometimes you don't have to take abuse.
Correct.
If
You
they,
never have to take
yes,
abuse.
if
Mhm.
they are not able to talk about this rationally, then this is not the time to talk.
Right. Have a rescheduled time to meet when people have calmed down
Mhm.
and you can be rational.
Right. And also, quite honestly, your frontline employees shouldn't be dealing with this. Your managers and owners should,
Hmm.
because that's who's going to make the decision. That's where the buck stops.
Yep.
Because, like, to have your people not have a solution is a problem. Like, they should be trained. Hey, if this ever happens, do this.
Right.
Do role play, so that
When is it
they're not
appropriate to bring
shocked.
the manager in? If somebody's
Right,
like, well, my tea was cold, well, you can resolve that. You can go get a hot water.
right.
But if somebody's getting a little bit out of sorts, that might be the time to bring in management.
Correct. Correct. All right, but I just
Mm-hmm.
wanted to talk about that because sometimes, and also, you need to be part of the solution, not part of the
Mm-hmm.
problem.
Yep.
So. That's all. Because like sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh,
Mm-hmm.
why would they say that? And I've stepped in at the supermarket when someone was getting crazy.
Yes.
I'll be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Maybe you want to go get your manager to deal with this issue. Because, like, guess what? That little 19-year-old doesn't
Stocking the
have the
shelves.
authority to deal
Mm,
with your crap.
yeah.
You know?
Calm down.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You don't be a bully about it.
Yes.
That, because that makes me crazy.
have
I
no
will
tolerance.
step in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no
I will
tolerance.
step in
Mm-hmm.
if someone's being bullied.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Speaking of which,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So we just wanted to say thank you to our staff, clients, family, because I was called out and got picked to be on jury duty. So there were 3 days I was out of the office completely this week, and they stepped it up and like
Mm-hmm.
took over doing a payroll for me. They uh, rescheduled appointments for me. So thank you to my clients who were very nice about it.
Because it is your civic duty.
And it's not something you can get out of unless you have like a medical reason or something like that. So just to keep in mind, if
I
you
did
get
once get out of it.
it was in tax
It was
season.
tax season.
Yeah.
Okay, tax day, everybody
Yeah.
knows is April 15th. And they wanted me to report April 10th through the 15th.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That is a hardship.
Well, and exactly, like you have to put on your questionnaire, but like I do, if you're chosen or if you are called to serve on a jury, it's fascinating.
It is. It
It's
is.
fascinating.
And you should learn how this works.
How and the system works. As an administrator myself, I can appreciate the administration of things going on in the courtroom, the policies, the procedures. It's lovely to watch that and not like have to manage that.
Just observe.
Exactly. So it was interesting to say the least. As an alternate, I did not get to give my opinion, but I had to stay and be a part of it all. That was my only frustrating part, that I couldn't be part of the discussion. But you know, but yeah, it's definitely worth doing. And thank your employees
And your
for
employer.
yeah, for doing it. And some employers pay. That was a discussion in the jury room. Some employees get paid to be on jury duty. Some have to use personal time. Some uh, don't get paid because they don't have a job. So they're but they have to like have somebody watch their kids or something like that. I mean, motherhood is a job, people.
It is.
So
It
yeah,
really
you
is.
just don't get a paycheck per se for it. But yeah, so it was interesting. Definitely interesting. We'll just put it that way.
All right.
Mhm.
All right. So then the next thing I thought we'd talk about is, we're going through our little fall checklist.
Number 3.
Yeah. And this one is about maintenance. So, like,
Outside or inside?
well, could be either or both.
Okay.
Clean or replace your HVAC filters.
Yeah.
Clean and reverse ceiling fans.
Why do you reverse the fans?
I was hoping you wouldn't ask that because I don't really know. I assume it has to do with the
How
air
heat is?
conditioning versus heating.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what
Heat rises, so you would want to push it
that
back down. But probably for air conditioning,
But cold air
pull it
falls,
up.
so you pull it up. So like that's my common
Who even
sense.
knew? I've had ceiling fans. I didn't know I was to reverse it.
Yes, you are.
Huh. How about that?
All right.
When is fallback? Is it
October, I think, somewhere?
or is it the end? Maybe the end of this month. Or
Maybe
something.
November. I don't know. Let's see. When is fallback? Fallback 2024.
November 3rd.
That's what I thought. End of October, beginning of November.
Oh my goodness, that's a long way back. I'm ready to fall back now.
I wish they'd just leave it the same. Like, ugh, whatever. All right. Change smoke detector batteries.
Very important.
Very, very important.
You don't want to wake up in the middle of the night sometime to beep.
Oh, that's so annoying. So annoying.
Yeah.
All right.
Then you don't have the ladder. You don't have
No.
the batteries maybe in the house. It's a good
Yep.
idea.
Sweep and inspect chimneys and
Mm.
fireplaces
Yep.
because you're going to be heating those puppies up.
Yep. Oh, and that's another thing. There, again, things you learn. There's people out there that all they do is chimneys.
Yeah.
Like that's the business that they do. And like there was, we had my aunt's house had to have a chimney inspection, and I was like, "Huh, there's people that do chimneys." So it was pretty cool.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then the topic we wanted to discuss about QuickBooks
Mm-hmm.
is bank rules. Like when it comes down from the bank,
Okay, yes.
you can set rules
This is when you have it hooked up that
either
your
online or
bank
desktop.
or credit card is pulling data into your software. Then you can set up rules to say every time there is a Staples charge, I want QuickBooks to put it in office supplies.
Right. And
So
you
you can
can
create a
tell it,
rule.
show it to me on the screen,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll manually post it. Or you can tell it,
I don't
just
even
post
want to
it.
see it, just
Yeah.
post it, which I never choose.
I don't. I don't
A
either.
little bit of a control
Because,
freak there.
yeah.
Because sometimes QuickBooks thinks they're helping you, and they're
Right.
not.
And things also to remember, like Sunoco.
Mm-hmm.
If you just get gas there, then fine as fuel.
Always. But,
However,
but,
if you stop a lot to get
mm-hmm.
those Slim Jims and little
Yeah.
munchies, the hot
Mm-hmm.
dogs, and I mean, cause and some of the what's it was sheets. I mean, they've got a lot of food, so a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people have food and fuel. So you got to
Right.
separate that.
Correct. Yeah. So, like, you can't always just assume it's all going to go in one place. We've
Right.
talked about what assuming does.
That's
So,
right.
and you definitely want to think about, well, what's a good rule to have? Like, if you always have income and you're a one stop shop and you have one service, one income account, well, then everything coming in is 99% going to go to that one income account.
That's right.
Unless you put in money yourself,
Right.
which
Or
you would know and you could go in and
now
override.
rent. Like if you always pay the same person rent,
Yeah. And it's
then you
not
can post
tied
that.
to the amount,
Right.
it's tied
To
to
the
how it
vendor.
comes in from
Right.
the bank. And this is a thing too. Sometimes gas stations, you can create as many rules as you
Mm.
want, they are never the same.
It's so true because they put a code in front of it.
Correct. So it changes it every
So
time.
it's
So you'll
different.
have to see if
Yeah.
it's worth doing it for like Sunoco's and stuff. Because there's a
Right.
couple it will and a couple it won't. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anywho, so like just be cognizant when you're using bank
Yes.
rules. Again, this is AI.
Right. Don't use it willy nilly
Correct.
because, like,
Think about it.
they don't. I mean, everybody's like, oh, AI is so wonderful. Okay. Yes. 80% of the time it is.
Yes.
But 20% it doesn't quite do it right. So you still have to be a part of the process.
Right. So you want to think of this that like an AI helper in your technology doesn't mean that you get to be
Hands off.
not paying attention.
That's right. It's a helper.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, because
But
if
you're
you
still
don't pay
responsible.
attention, as am I, that's AI too. So pay attention, people.
Yes. Yes. But that is something that can make life more efficient
Yes.
because,
Yeah, we use
yeah,
it, the bank
absolutely.
feeds. So, like, that just be cognizant that it's not 100% accurate all the time.
And right. And sometimes you just got
Mm-hmm.
to break it down and
Correct.
split those classifications.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's all I had today.
That's it.
That's
We
it.
covered it.
We covered it.
Oh, we're right at 20 minutes, so it's perfect.
Okay. All right.
Who knew?
So, email again, office at your HLC,
HLCbookkeeping.com is the website.
and 724-561-7460
Yep.
is the phone number.
Yep. And we have a YouTube channel. The Your is that the one? No,
Mm-hmm.
it's HLC Bookkeeping.
We've both.
Yeah. But which is the one that has all the videos? HLC Bookkeeping, I
Yes,
think.
HLC
So if
Bookkeeping.
you go to YouTube and put in HLC Bookkeeping, Bailey uploads all the videos
All
that
the
we do.
Saturday solutions.
Yes.
Because
So
Facebook only keeps it for a month, right?
I think.
I think it's a month.
Yeah. And like sometimes we're pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Not all
Other
the time.
times not so much.
Yeah. Yep.
But I like to think most of the time.
Yeah, I think so too. Who knows?
Yep. So again, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, feel free to call us at 724-561-7460 or email us at office@yourhlc.com and we'll be glad to help you out.
That's right. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, have a blessed day.
Yep. Happy Saturday.